morning and welcome to WION. I'm Aisha Sindhu. Let's now deliver your Tuesday morning dose of speed news. India's Foreign Secretary S. Jaishankar will be visiting Beijing today for the first bilateral strategic dialogue with the Chinese leadership. Major irritants in the relationship are expected to be discussed. While the disputed border is likely to figure in his discussions, there are other pressing issues for Jaishankar, including China's continued blocking of India's efforts to get the UN to ban Masood Azhar, the chief of the Jaish-e-Mohammed, as well as Beijing's roadblock to India's NSG membership. In a big admission, former Pakistan's President General Musharraf has accepted that Pakistan controlled extremists in Jammu and Kashmir. In an interview to Pakistan's TV channel Dunya TV, the former dictator said that as president, he continued with Pakistan's policy of controlling terror in India to force it on the negotiating table. Musharraf also named terror groups such as Lashkar-e-Toiba and others. Elections to the cash-rich Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation and 9 other civic bodies in Maharashtra will take place today. Over 1.95 crore voters across the western Indian state are entitled to exercise their franchise to choose representatives for 10 city corporations. Stakes are high for Fadnavis and Thackeray, who have led their respective parties from the front and were involved in a high-decibel and no-holds-barred campaign. Bitter acrimony between the BJP and the Shiv Sena that are fighting these civic polls separately for the first time in over 2 decades marked the electioneering. The mastermind of the molestation case of a Kerala actress continues to remain at large. Police have launched a massive hunt operation to nab the prime accused and join the dots to resolve the case. Now, 2 of the arrested were sent to 14 days of judicial custody, while 3 suspects have approached the Kerala High Court for anticipatory bail, which will be heard today. The popular actress was allegedly taken hostage on her way back to Kochi from Thrissur on Friday and molested by a 7-member gang who also took pictures and videos of her. Meanwhile, Kerala's chief minister has spoken to the actress and assured stern action against the perpetrator. A nursery school staffer has been arrested in Bengaluru for sexually assaulting a 3-year-old in the Bellandur area. The incident came to light on Friday when the child complained of experiencing pain. According to the parents, the child identified her attacker, and despite this, the school principal has not filed an FIR against the staffer. The parents also accused the school management of forcing them to withdraw the case. On Monday, several angry parents protested outside the school, which has been closed till further notice. The principal has been taken in by the police. After his first day in office, the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Edappadi Parinnasamy reiterated that Amma's golden rule will continue under his government. He announced the closure of 500 more state-run liquor retail outlets, furthering Jayalalitha's promise of total prohibition in the state. Relief for the drought-hit farmers was also one of the promises that he made. His first task, though, as Chief Minister was to sign 5 files, each launching a welfare measure promised by Amma in the election manifesto for the 2016 general elections. This included relief for drought-hit farmers and financial assistance to pregnant women. Tamil Nadu's opposition party DMK's working president M.K. Stalin says he will bring a no-confidence motion against the Tamil Nadu Assembly Speaker and that just 34 MLA signatures were enough to remove him. He added if there was a secret ballot in the assembly, Parinnasamy wouldn't have become the chief minister. The DMK on Sunday had declared a hunger strike across all district offices in Tamil Nadu, protesting against the quote-unquote murder of democracy in the trust vote. The High Court will likely hold a hearing in the case today. On Saturday, the DMK leaders were expelled from the assembly for creating a ruckus during the vote of confidence. ISRO's chairman Kiran Kumar on Monday said that India had the capability to develop its own space station, but that it needed a long-term approach and ambitious planning. Kumar's comments come days after India scripted history by launching 104 satellites in a go, the first such attempt by any country. The countries which have set up their own space stations include the US, Russia and China. Campaigning gets personal and dirty in India's northern state of Uttar Pradesh halfway through the ongoing polls. This after Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav's attack on the Prime Minister. The BSP's Mayawati calls Narendra Modi anti-Dalit. Mayawati's latest day comes after PM Modi said that those who deposit wealth for themselves can never solve the problems of people. Modi has been attacking the BSP and Samajwadi Party repeatedly, all in an effort to get his party back to power in Uttar Pradesh after 14 years. Microsoft's chief executive Satya Nadella, who is in India, has warned that embracing artificial intelligence without reskilling people will have an impact on jobs, even as it has displayed efficiency in the delivery of government services. Nadella's comments come in the wake of Microsoft founder Bill Gates calling for levying of taxes on robots that take away jobs from people. Nadella pointed out that Microsoft had been able to use AI to improve efficiency in government services in Punjab and Andhra Pradesh. According to a report by the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, more weapons were delivered between 2012 and 2016 than any other five-year period since 1990. India was the world's largest arms importer between 2012 and 16. It accounts for 13% of global arms imports. The report said India remained dependent for its weapons and technology on Russia, Europe, the United States, Israel, and South Korea. Pakistan's Defence Minister Khwaja Asif called Hafiz Saeed a threat to Pakistan, this according to the Pakistani media. Saeed was listed under Pakistan's Anti-Terrorism Act this month and was also placed under house arrest on the 30th of January in Lahore this year. French police searched the headquarters of Marine Le Pen's National Front party west of Paris on Monday in relation to an ongoing probe into alleged misuse of the European Union's funds to pay parliamentary assistance. Le Pen is the president of the National Front, a political party in France which is soon to go into polls. The University of Oxford has refuted media reports that it plans on moving its campus to France. Oxford told the CNBC that it had received several constructive and helpful proposals since the Brexit vote, but that the uni made it clear that it's not going anywhere. According to research by New Economics Foundation, UK's economy will be hit by a whopping 328 million euros in one single day if all migrants decided to stay home for the day. The research found that the nation's daily GDP would fall by 4% as well. This comes at a time when uncertainty looms over immigrants in the United States and in European Union after Brexit. Russia's combative ambassador to the United Nations, Vitaly Churkin, died suddenly after falling ill at work. According to the Russian Foreign Ministry, Churkin was working at his desk when he collapsed. A few media reports quoting US officials said that Churkin had died of an apparent heart attack and that he was rushed to a Manhattan hospital from the Russian embassy after falling ill. Prosecutors called for life sentences for 47 Turkish soldiers on Monday at the start of their trial for attempting to assassinate the president Recep Tayyip Erdogan during last year's failed coup. More than 240 people were killed during the July 15th failed coup, which attempted to overthrow the government. India's growth momentum witnessed a recovery in January, but it is not broad-based and overall economic activity remains below pre-demonetization levels. This as per a Nomura report. The slowdown that started in the October to December quarter of 2016 post-demonetization is spilling over into the first quarter of 2017. The report further noted that the process of remonetization appears to be progressing well and that transactional demand is expected to stabilize by the end of March. Tata Consultancy Services, India's largest IT services firm and the most valued company with a market capitalization of over 482,000 crore rupees, has gone for share buyback, putting pressure on Infosys to go for a similar buyback as demanded by its former founders and directors. The TCS announcement has come at a time when Indian IT companies are under pressure to address shareholders' concerns, including large amounts of unutilized cash on their books. While TCS had rupees 43,169 crore cash and investments on its book at the end of December 2016, Infosys is sitting on a cash pile of more than 35,000 crore rupees. The Employees Provident Fund Organization, or EPFO, is expected to soon launch an online facility for withdrawal of Provident Fund money and pension fixation. The launch of facility will ease the process for subscribers and will also speed up the processing time. The retirement fund body, EPFO, currently receives close to 1 crore applications manually for the settlement of withdrawal claims. In a fresh blow to the former liquor baron Vijay Mallya, the Enforcement Directorate has written to the Home Ministry seeking Mallya's custody. It has been sought under the UK treaty. Niti Aayog continues to streamline the country's medical system. Reports indicate that in a new move, it may recommend scrapping of 2 more institutions, the Central Council of Homeopathy and the Central Council of Indian Medicine. Sources close to the development indicate that Niti Aayog is now working on the creation of 2 new bills suggesting ways to replace the 2 statutory bodies under the Health Ministry. The said proposal awaits cabinet approval, following which it will be tabled in Parliament. Paytm, India's foremost online payment finance tech company, has announced investment of 600 crore rupees in expansion plans. Paytm is all set to enhance the code-based payment network. Sources reveal it plans to add 100 million merchants across 650 districts by the end of the calendar year. Just for the benefit of our viewers, QR, which is short for Quick Response Code, is a label that can be read or scanned by a machine like a camera or a smartphone to access account details of a merchant to make online payments. Ben Stokes becomes the highest paid international player in the Indian Premier League history after being snapped up by the rising Pune Supergiants. The England all-rounder Stokes fetched a staggering $2.17 million. Arsenal forward Theo Walcott scored his landmark 100th goal for the club in a 2-1 win at Sutton United in the FA Cup as they safely negotiated the minefield of a visit to the minor league team and secured a place in the quarter-finals of the tournament. The championship outfit held their ground at the St. John Smith Stadium as goalkeeper Joel Coleman made 4 saves to keep Pep Guardiola's side at bay. Starting for the first time in 4 matches, Sergio Aguero lacked confidence and failed to find the net. Huddersfield will now travel to the Etihad for the replay next week. English Premier League leaders Chelsea booked their place in the quarter-finals after easing past Wolverhampton Wanderers. After a goalless first half, Antonio Conte's side broke the deadlock in the 65th minute through Pedro's header, and Diego Costa applied the finishing touches in the 89th to give Chelsea a 2-1 win. Tottenham Hotspur too reached the last 8 after thrashing Fulham 3-0. Harry Kane fired home his second hat-trick of the year to ensure the Spurs reached the quarter-final of the competition for the first time since 2012. Over to Spain, where Real Madrid retained their one-point lead at the top of the La Liga table. Zinedine Zidane's side registered their fourth win on the bounce as they beat Espanyol 2-0 at the Santiago Bernabeu. Alvaro Morata put the hosts ahead with a well-placed header from Isco's cross in the 33rd minute, and the Welsh star Gareth Bale marked his return from injury with a goal as he scored Real's second of the night. Real's crosstown rivals Atletico Madrid cruised to a 4-1 win over relegation-threatened Sporting Gijón. After a goalless first half, Yannick Ferreira Carrasco put the Atletico ahead from the restart after Sporting's goalkeeper failed to hold on to the Belgians' effort. But Sergio Alvarez brought the hosts level within 3 minutes. The substitute Kevin Gamero put the visitors ahead in the 80th minute, and the Frenchman went on to complete his hat-trick in 4 minutes 45 seconds to give Diego Simeone's side a comfortable win on the night. A lackluster Barcelona bounced back from their 0-4 thrashing against Paris Saint-Germain by beating Leganés 2-1 at Camp Nou. Luis Enrique's side started the match with intensity as Luis Suarez provided the cross for Lionel Messi to put the hosts ahead in the 4th minute. Legan were afforded too much space as Marc-Andre ter Stegen was called into action twice in the opening half. The visitors finally got the well-deserved equalizer through ter Stegen's error as the German shot stopper misjudged Unai Lopez's effort. But Barcelona pushed for the winner and were awarded a late penalty. Neymar was tripped up by Martin Mantovani inside the box, and Messi coolly slotted the ball home to seal all 3 points for the Catalan Giants. In the Bundesliga, Borussia Dortmund climbed to 3rd place after registering a comfortable 3-0 win over Wolfsburg. Jeffrey Bruma's own goal put the hosts ahead in the 20th minute, and Lukas Piszczek doubled the advantage 3 minutes into the second half with an instinctive header. Ousmane Dembele then capped off the night with his 5th league goal of the season with a well-placed header to condemn Wolfsburg to their 11th league defeat of the season. Over in golf, Dustin Johnson claimed the world #1 ranking after winning the Genesis Open in California by 5 strokes. In the final round, the 32-year-old American started with a 5-shot lead and finished at 17 under par, 267, to pocket the $1.26 million prize ahead of Belgium's Thomas Pieters and fellow American Scott Brown. Following his victory, Johnson overtook Jason Day and Rory McIlroy as he jumped from 3rd position to 1st. Actor Michael Fassbender on a Monday promoted his new action-adventure film Assassin's Creed in China. Directed by Justin Kurzel, the film is based on a popular video game franchise created by Ubisoft with the same name. The film features an original story which takes place during the Spanish Inquisition. During the press conference, Fassbender said that he enjoyed his role as a producer and would love to try to work as a director in the future. Britain's most revered TV naturalist David Attenborough is all set to return with a sequel to the Blue Planet documentary series. Blue Planet 2 will air on the BBC later this year, 16 years after the original spectacularly depicted the depths of the world's oceans. The Blue Planet had won 2 Emmys and 2 BAFTAs for its music and cinematography. The BBC said that the new series will feature phenomena such as methane volcanoes in the Gulf of Mexico and the Pacific Ocean's so-called boiling sea, as well as footage from 1,000 meters under the Antarctic Ocean. Burberry unveiled the latest collection at the London Fashion Week, taking inspiration from the artist Henry Moore. Models sashayed down the ramp in ivory lace dresses with knits or over-ruffled white shirts with frills and striped tops. Moore, who died in 1986, was known for his bronze sculptures. The show venue was adorned with some of his popular sculptures. The makers of the Bollywood war drama Rangoon held a special screening in Mumbai last night. The actress Kareena Kapoor attended the screening of the film, which stars her husband Saif Ali Khan in a lead role, along with Shahid Kapoor and Kangana Ranaut. Khan's brother-in-law Kunal Khemu was also spotted at the screening. Directed by Vishal Bhardwaj and produced by Sajid Nadyadwala, Rangoon is all set to hit theatres on the 24th of February. The Central Board of Film Certification has asked the makers of Sarkar 3 to run a disclaimer with the film's trailer. This is an exception, as trailers and promos are usually spared this safeguarding exercise. According to reports, the scenes and dialogues of the trailer bear resemblance to the Thackeray family. The board deemed the trailer essential as the film's release comes after Bala Saheb's death in 2012. The release date of Ranbir Kapoor and Katrina Kaif's starrer Jagga Jasoos might be delayed further. The film, directed by Anurag Basu, was slated for an April 7th release, but the makers are concerned about the holiday time in schools during this period, which might affect the overall business of the film. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of Speed News. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back in just a bit with more news and updates.